What's up, YouTube? This is the J-Rex here. This is the J-Rex here. And yeah. So I hope everybody's doing okay as usual. Everybody's doing good as usual, making the best out of life. Um this is this is my intro. This is my intro and I'm going to just, just wing it. Just wing it and go with the flow and then just cover the intro for a little bit. Probably maybe 2 or 3, 4 minutes, and then we'll get right down to it and cover the bullet points. So, yeah, I hope everybody is making the best out of life. But yeah, I'm surprised you guys are still watching the channel. That's awesome. Like, thank you. Thank you for the support. This channel has been going on. This channel has been going on for my gosh, like since I was like 20 years old. So 15 years now. So wow, thank you everybody for the continued support. The videos are like still getting views. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Thank you. I would have quit making videos for this channel a long time ago, but this channel still continues to get support and to get views. So it really means a lot. Thank you everybody, and I will as you know, like as long as you guys are still watching the videos, I will keep making the videos. It means a lot to me. I was just going to let this go and move on to my new channel, but this channel still continues to get a lot of support. So thank you. It means a lot. I will continue to make videos for this channel. Um, the people are listening, and the J Rex will continue to The J-Rex will continue to make videos. So thank you everybody for watching. It means a lot to me. Thank you. Um, I have another channel. It's like a gaming channel. I play games, or it's more of like a joking kind of channel, a light-hearted channel where I just like talk about hobbies or play video games, or I just like make jokes and stuff. It's more of like a joking, light-hearted kind of channel. Um, yeah, but and this channel is more focused on like the serious side, like talking about serious topics like economics or like the state of the world, the future of the world, where humanity is headed. This is the more serious side, but it means a lot. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will continue to make videos. So I think that's enough of an introduction. 3 minutes. So let's get right down to it. So everybody who has been investing in gold and silver for this long, because these videos have been going on for 15 years. If you have made it this far, well done. You have done very well. This shows that you have a lot of discipline, a lot of self-control. You are probably very smart, very disciplined. You're able to look at the bigger picture, and despite all of these ups and downs, you have been able to pull through and stick it through to the end. So if you have made it this far with your gold and silver investments, you have done very well. You should be very proud of yourself. Few people are able to do what you are able to do. Very few people are able to do what you are able to do. Very few people have self-control, have discipline, have mental strength, mental fortitude. Very few people are able to do that. And the fact that you have made it this far shows very, you are destined for greatness. So thank you. So let's get right down to it. So we are pretty much almost there. Like, I use this chart over and over again, but honestly, guys, this is all you need to look at. This is all you need to look at, and this is the only thing you need to look at when it comes to gold and silver. Like, people want to talk about all these other things, like they want to get like over technical, over complicated with like industrial demand and all that, like the tech industry, like solar panels and all that stuff, and like they get over like That's just kind of like they're they're not really like they're just like covering like side projects. Those are just like side things. That's not the major driving aspect of like gold and silver. You know, like they talk about industry demand and all that stuff, industrial demand, but that's just like side. Those are extra. That's more of like the extra things on the side. But but really, all you need to look at is just this one thing right here, this one single thing right here, and this one single thing drives the entire picture. Okay, and this is all you need to look at. This is all you need to understand. This is all you need to know to understand gold and silver and the stock market and basically just economics and basically your life. Like this is all you need to know. Like you got this down, you're set for life. You're set for life and you can live a great life. Like I continue to talk about this ratio, but that's all you need to know. And that's this this Dow to gold ratio will be what everybody needs to go off of. And this Dow gold ratio will be what determines the price of gold and silver. So, um I mean, there's other extra charts that help too, the gold silver ratio, the silver Dow ratio. But like you just like gold and silver investors just need to follow the gold Dow ratio. That's all they need to do. And then everything else just falls into place. So let's go ahead and talk about this. And so we can like a little bit of a memory refresh, a little bit remember what's going on so we don't forget. The Dow gold ratio. So this Dow gold ratio has been going on since the 1800s. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Can you see my mouse here on the left side? So at the beginning, the Dow gold ratio was very stable. You can see the gold hits its peak. It hits the peak and then it hits the bottom. It hits the peak, it hits the bottom. Basically, what that means when this line gets to the top, that means that the stock market is doing really good and gold is doing very bad, to put it simply. And then when the Dow gold ratio hits the bottom, that means gold is doing really good and the stock market is doing really bad. The stock market is crashing. So, what you want to do, you want to go back and forth each and every time when the stock market is doing great, gold is doing bad. When the stock market is doing great, sell your stocks, buy gold. When gold is doing great, gold and silver, sell your gold and silver, get into the stock market. You just repeat this process over and over and over and over, and you basically make infinite money. You will make money forever for the rest of your life. Infinite money. All right. And all you got to do is just follow this chart. You know, you go into stocks, go back into gold and silver, go back into stocks, go back into gold and silver. Like what stocks do you go into? You just got to use like some basic logic. What does everybody use right now? Like we'll go with right now. What does everybody use right now? Everybody eats McDonald's. Everybody eats burgers, McDonald's. Walmart, everybody shops at Walmart. Walmart stock. Everybody drinks Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola stock. That's all you got to do. You just got to use a little bit of basic logic, and you'll understand what stocks to buy. Or you can just go off the Dow 30, the Dow Jones 30, and just which is like the top 30 like companies in the United States, I believe. You could just invest in those companies instead. Just go off of that. But um, but yeah, so we hit notice how every single time you see this green area, like the green area is basically like a guaranteed win. Like the green area is it's going to hit this area guaranteed. And then like you have this blue line here, which is pretty much a guarantee. A guarantee is like it's guaranteed to hit these blue lines. And you can see every single time throughout history or well throughout the 1800s the Dow Gold always hits these blue lines. Like the Dow Gold always hits these blue lines at the bottom and it always hits these blue lines at the top. So it's like a guaranteed win. So what you would do if you were born in the 1800s, if you lived in the 1800s, I don't know anybody that lives in the 1800s right now. I'll like get like a time machine or something, travel back to the 1800s, but I don't know anybody living from the 1800s right now. You would have to be like 200 years old or something if you were like born in the 1800s. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anybody born in the 1800s right now. But if you were, you would you see like the bottom. It hit the bottom one, two, three, 4, 5, 6. It hit the green bottom 6 times. It hit it 6 times. So it's like what you would what you would do is just like, okay, you would get 1800 right at the start, 1800. Stock market was at point 0.2 ounces of gold for the entire Dow Jones Industrial Average. And then you get in there, let's use a calculator. Let's say you had 1 ounce of gold. 1 ounce of gold, 1 ounce of gold. No, no, no. You were we'll go with 10 ounces of gold. That's I don't think that's a hard goal for anybody to reach. What if you start out with 10 ounces of gold? I think anybody can do that. Anybody can reach 10 ounces of gold. So you start out with 10 ounces of gold. Gold's doing great. Time to ratio's gone down. Time to go back into the stock market. You go into the stock market in the 1800s, and then you wait. You stay until you hit the top of the green area or the blue line. You stay until you hit the top of the. You know what? We'll go with the blue line. We'll go with the blue line. We'll go with the blue line. So the blue line, you wait until it hits the blue line, which is 1840. All right. And then you're going to stay in and you're going to wait until it hits the top of the blue line. All right. So, wow. So, okay, you start point 0.5 ounces. We'll go with point 0.5. It looks like it's around the point 0.5 mark. Point 0.5, and then in 1840, and you stay basically until until 1910 or something. Looks like you stay in until 1910. So what? I don't know. You're 20 years old in 1840. You got 10 ounces of gold. You know what? Well, we'll start when you're 0 years old. What if you're 0 years old? All right, you're 0 years old and I don't know, if you got really lucky, you had like really good parents that took care of you and invested for you when you were 0 years old. We'll say 1840, you're 0 years old, and your parents invested like 5 ounces of gold for you. All right. I think that's reasonable. Reasonable. I think a parent can save 5 ounces of gold for their just born child for their future. And then you wait until 1910. So you will be, damn, so you will be 70 years old. You will be maybe, no, wait, no, no, no. You'll be like 65 years old or something, 65 years old. So that 5 ounces of gold, point 0.5 divided by 5 is 10. Point 0.5 divided by 5 is 10. I think, no, 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 no. 5 divided by point 0.5 is 10, isn't it? That's 10. Okay, so times 10. So you turned 5 ounces of gold into 50 ounces of gold by the time you're like 65 years old. By the time you're 65 years old, you turned 5 ounces of gold into 50 ounces of gold, going back into the stock market in 1840. Now, this is things will get wild. This is where things get wild. All right. So now, around this time, the Federal Reserve banking system takes over. So now we cannot follow the blue line anymore. Well, you could, but I mean, you're not going to make as much money. But technically, the blue line still gets hit every single time. If we had kept that blue line, the blue line would have been reached every single time. Yeah, the blue line got hit. Yeah, the blue line got hit 1980 and blue line got hit again in 2010. So blue line got hit. Oh, yeah, but you would have missed out on a lot of money. But yeah, the blue line is still a guaranteed win. You still would have made a lot of money. So the blue line is still accurate, even if we had continued using the blue line. But we don't. In 1913, the Federal Reserve banking system was created. And when the Federal Reserve banking system was created, a new pattern emerged. And why did a new pattern emerge? Because of inflation. As long as you got the bankers printing money, printing dollars, creating inflation, inflation just screws everything up. It screws up the economy. Screws up people's like savings, people's money, screws up the whole entire economy, supply and demand, and it just screws up everything. And so now we have like a new ratio to go by. We have a new line to go by. And you have inflation. Inflation makes the Dow Gold ratio all wacko now. You see how everything is all wacko now? Like before in the 1800s when we were on the gold standard, there was no inflation. The line stayed reasonably within the green area. But now after we have the Federal Reserve banking system and inflation, now the line is going all wacko. It's going all outside the green area now. It's going way outside the green area. Like I said, if you want a guaranteed win, just stay in the green area. Just stay in the green area and you'll still make a lot of money. But if you want to make a lot of money, you got to go off the new pattern. The green area is a guaranteed win. Just trade the green area, you'll win every single time. But if you want to make the big money, you got to go by the new pattern now, the red line. That's where the big money is at. So, but let's just say you wait until the stock market crashes. So we're going to go off the red line now. We're going to go off the red line. Okay, so the stock market hit 2 ounces of gold in 1920. All right. 1920. Like the stock market reached a high in 1928, 1929, and then it crashed all the way down. But we would have missed that because we were going off the blue line at the time. So we're not going to count that. We were going off the blue line before the Federal Reserve banking system came in. So, um, okay, so 2 ounces of gold, and then you go back into you. So you sold your stocks. You go back. You sold your stocks into 1910. And then you wait for the stock market to crash again and gold to skyrocket again. So you're waiting to go back into gold. 1930, you go back into gold. You stay in. But I mean, at this point, you're probably dead. So you're probably already dead. So you probably gave the money to your children. So you give the money to your children or something. Or let's just say you could technically live forever, 200 years. Let's say technically. And that's a whole nother topic right there. We might be very close to discovering the cure for aging very soon. Um, 2 ounces of gold turned into what is that, 30? I don't know what that is. 30? Let me use the other chart. Okay, 25. So it reached 25 at the top. 25 ounces. So let's say you sold at the top in like around 1965. 25 divided by 2. What is that? Yeah. 12? We'll go 25 divided by 2 is 12. 25 divided by 2. Yeah, that's pretty much 12. So times 50 times 12. Wow, you turned 50 ounces of gold into 600 ounces of gold. Now this is where shit's gonna get really crazy. Okay, all right. You sell your stocks again. You know stocks skyrocket. You make a lot of money. It's time to go back into gold. You sell your stocks, go back into gold. All right. You stay until 1980. Okay, 1980. 1980, go back into gold. All right. Gold is doing great. Gold's doing great. Go back into gold. Now it's a reset. Now, um, okay, wow. Okay, so so that's like what, 45? No, 45? 42. Okay, so and then the Dow gold ratio hit a bottom of 1, didn't it? Pretty much 1? Pretty much 1, but it's not exactly 1. But we'll just use a guesstimation and say 1. All right, pretty much 1. So 1, and we'll say 40. So the stock market went up 40 times after that. You go back into gold, you wait, you go back into gold, you wait, stock market crashes. All right, time to go. Stock market crashes, gold skyrockets. Time to go back into stock market. You go back into stock market, you wait until the year 2000. You wait, you multiply times 40. You multiplied your wealth 40 times. 1 ounce of gold can now buy 40 ounces of the Dow Jones Industrial Average. You have 24,000 ounces of gold now in the year 2000. Follow me. Do you know how much 24 ounces of gold? 24,000 gold coins? What is that in today's money? Lord, Lord have mercy. Wait, okay. You turned a measly 5 ounces of gold. You turned a measly 5 ounces of gold into $100 million. That's just right now. We're not done yet. The cycle is not complete yet. When the cycle is complete, that 24,000 is gonna be like we'll go $40,000 gold. Yeah, that 24,000 ounces of gold is $960 million. Let's go the whole way. I think it's gold's gonna hit like 50,000 because the Dow Jones is 50,000 right now, 1-to-1 ratio. 50,000. Yeah, man, you turned measly 5 gold coins into $1 billion. $1 billion. You are a billionaire. You are a part of the elite. And that's just with the measly 5 ounces of gold. Like, come on. Like, I mean, like, anybody can do that's if like you did not do anything. That's if you did not do anything your entire life and your parents just like gave you 5 ounces of gold when you were born, and then you just took that 5 ounces of gold and you just invested that back into stocks like every cycle. That's if let let let's just say you were unemployed your entire life and you did not save any money your entire life. Just the 5 ounces of gold your mom and dad gave you when you were born, you turned that into $1 billion. That's ridiculous. So it's going to happen again. The cycle never fails. The cycle never fails. They teach this in math class. They teach this in trigonometry or something. But when you have 2 points, you can predict where the third point will be. So, and that's exactly what happened. This red line was able to successfully predict where the third point would be. They basically used the first 2 points to predict the third point, and they ended up being correct. The red line is spot on the third point. This red line was able to successfully predict where the third point will be by by measuring the scope. Was it? I forgot what they call it in trigonometry or something. They were able to successfully predict where the third point would be by measuring the slope of the first and second points. Um, they teach this. It's math. It's mathematics. It's trigonometry. So these 2 points at the bottom, the we can use these 2 points to successfully predict where the slope of the line, and we can predict where the 3rd point will be, alright? Y no, was it Y no, MX over Y or something? I don't remember. Some some fucking some technical mathematics shit right there, like freaking, I don't know, fractions and stuff. I don't know. Fractions out the booty hole or some shit like that, but, like, um, I forgot, it was a long time ago, taking math class, something like that, but yeah, um, so we are going to predict where the 3rd point will be, and that 3rd point is going to be 1-to-1 ratio with the gold Dow Jones ratio. 1-to-1 ratio, what's the stock market at right now? The Dow Jones Industrial Average? Dow Jones Industrial Average is 50,000. 50,000. So that means gold has to hit 50,000. And this line was correct before. This line is going to be correct again. It's just it's mathematics, man. It's it's a mathematical certainty. You know, the Federal Reserve Bank is printing at this rate and the lines will move at this rate. So, quantitative easing and all that, and was it fractional reserve lending or fractional reserve banking? It's as long as you have fractional reserve banking, um, like they have to print at a certain amount. So it's like I forgot what it was. Like you borrow $10, the Federal Reserve Bank is allowed to like print 10% of that. So you borrow $10, the bankers can print $1. So it's like it literally there's a formula behind their printing. There's a formula behind their printing, so it is a mathematical certainty that this will happen at this rate because of the formulas they use. I just basically I explained everything. I basically covered what was the point of me making all these bullet points? I basically covered all the bullet points. So that's everything I need to say, guys. I basically covered all the bullet points. So we are very close to it's almost over. We are almost there. Um looking at this chart, looking at the high points, the low points, the Dow ratio should hit $50,000 an ounce by either 2027 or 2028 if we continue the pattern. And that will happen because these 2 points predicted when the top would be. Um, these 2 points successfully predicted that the next top would be in 2002, and the prediction was correct. The We hit the top in the stock market in 2002, and it hit the top in, like, 2000, it hit a little bit sooner, like 2000, 2001, but it was basically spot on, the prediction, it hit around 2002. So I think it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again, the prediction's going to be correct. We're going to get this again, um, 2027 or 2028. But even if it does not happen, it's still going to happen. Like, even if it does not hit 2027, 2028, but I'm pretty sure it will, but even if it doesn't, let's just say it happens around 2035, 2040, which I don't think it will, but let's just say it will. Maybe, what if? It's still going to hit the bottom regardless. Whether it takes 10, 20, 30 years, it's going to hit the bottom regardless. And if they hold this off sooner, if the bankers try to delay this as long as possible, they're just gold and silver are just going to go up even more. So let's say the bankers hold this off for like another 10 years and manipulate the gold and silver prices down lower. So instead of 50, because they manipulated so long, now the point has to hit lower. So instead of $50,000 gold, you could have $100,000 gold, $200,000 gold. You could have $5,000 silver, $10,000 silver. Like, the longer they delay this, the longer they hold us off, like, the higher gold and silver have to go. It's a mathematical certainty. Look at the slopes. Look at the points, look at the slopes. It's going to happen. And the longer they delay this, the higher gold and silver go. So that's just more money for us, you know? So, they hold us off for 10 years, gold has to hit 100,000, 200,000. So, yeah, that's just how insane everything is. That's just how much money the government has printed since then. That's just how ridiculous everything is. The government has just printed so much money. That's just how ridiculous everything has to be now. That's just how much inflation there is now. Look at our national debt, $40 trillion. Really ridiculous. That's $40 trillion. That's how much money the government has printed since the founding of our country. So I think that's everything I gotta say, man. I mean, there might have been some things I missed, but I said everything I need to said for the most part. So the great thing about this Dow Gold ratio is you don't have to speculate. You know that you're going to make money. That's the greatest thing about the Dow Gold ratio. The greatest thing about the Dow Gold ratio is peace of mind. You get to live your life peacefully. You don't have to like speculate about stocks. Oh, what if I invest in this stocks? I'm going to make a lot of money. What if I invest in this stock? I'm going to make a lot of money. And then you spend every day stressing out, worrying, like, what if I made the wrong choice? What if I did the wrong thing? What if I'm wrong? You know, like you invest in these risky, speculative, like tech stocks, and you're like going to bed at night worrying if you made the wrong decision, if you made the wrong choice, if you made the wrong bets. You don't have to worry about any of that. You buy your gold and silver skyrocket, and you go into safe stocks. You go into stocks that you know are guaranteed wins. Like you can like gamble and invest in risky stocks that you don't know if they're going to go up or go down. Invest in risky tech stocks or invest in risky penny stocks. You don't have to worry about that with the Dow Gold ratio. You just like gold and silver skyrocket. You invest in safe stocks. Invest in Coca-Cola, like I said, invest in Walmart, invest in McDonald's, invest in Microsoft, invest in Apple. These are like safe stocks. Procter and Gamble, Johnson and Johnson. Everybody needs mouthwash, everybody needs toothpaste, everybody needs lotion. Every Technology is kind of like a necessity now. Everybody needs their phones, everybody needs their computers. Everybody Coca-Cola is kind of a necessity. People need to drink, people need to hydrate. Coca-Cola is kind of a necessity. Pepsi, invest in Pepsi. Uh, everybody drinks Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is going nowhere anytime soon. Coca-Cola has been around since the 1800s. Coca-Cola is a safe stock. It's a guaranteed win. McDonald's has been around for a long time too. McDonald's has been around since what, the 50s? McDonald's has been around for almost 100 years now. McDonald's is a safe stock. McDonald's is a guaranteed win. You cannot go wrong with any of these stocks. Everybody shops at Walmart. Everybody has to go to Walmart to buy their groceries, to buy their clothes, to buy their mouthwash, to buy their toothpaste. These are guaranteed wins. You cannot go wrong with these stocks. They're safe stocks. They're guaranteed wins. All right. So just like go to bed, sleep peacefully at night, knowing that you made a safe, good choice, a guaranteed win, and just focus on other areas of your life. Spend time with your children, spend time with your mother, your father, spend time with your family, spend time with your friends, spend time with your dog, make music, make a movie, write a book, watch a movie, listen to music. Um, experience culture, create culture, experience culture, watch culture, listen to culture, learn culture, create culture. Um, and like, I don't know, if you're like really smart or something, if you're like Albert Einstein or some shit, create a freaking a time machine that can like travel through like the fabrics of space or something at E equals MC squared velocity or or some shit like that. Like do something like that if you're like a scientist. Create like technological scientific wonders, okay? Or create scientific wonders. Or you don't even have to do all that. You can just be a blessing to Earth and the people by just being like a decent, kind, caring, good person. Like you can just be a blessing onto the world by being kind to others, being good to others. being a decent human being, and just loving those around you. You could just do that and just be a blessing onto the earth and just love the people around you. So, it's like you get to focus on bigger and better things. Like the whole point of this is so you can focus on bigger and better things. Like so now you're investing in the stock market. You got your bills taken care of. You got your finances taken care of. You got your economics taken care of. You got your money taken care of. So now you can focus on other things in your life. Just being a wonderful person and experiencing this wonderful planet and wonderful planet Earth and what this earth has to offer to the inhabitants of the planet. So just live life and experience life. So, and not worry about all this like money bullshit. We are getting this like shit out of the way so we can focus on the grander things in life, you know? So, get our bills taken care of so we can focus on the grander things in life, the wonderful things of life, the wonderful things in life. Get those bills knocked out, so we can live. Yeah. So what is that saying? So we can there's surviving and then there's prospering. So instead of just surviving, you're prospering and you're um you're making your life better and the others around you, their lives better as well. Being a blessing onto this planet, like doing anything that you can to make this world a better place. So thank you everybody for watching. Have a good one. Bye.